Apparently, Leslye Headland has some insane plans for Star Wars The Acolyte. Okay, thought we were done with this mess, but apparently, here we are again. So, welcome back to Views with Hughes, Culture and News. This is Jerome Hughes. Now, let's go ahead and get right into it. All right, time again. Gather around, everybody, because we're going to be diving headfirst into this absolute nonsense that is The Acolyte. Yep, is back to haunt us, or maybe just give us all a good laugh, if you will. And if you can't laugh at this kind of thing, then what can you do, right? Now, this is all coming in from thatparkplace.com and everything, talking about Leslye Headland and stuff having plans for season 3 or 3 seasons of this and even a movie. Now, what exactly is this about Leslye Headland and her, wild dreams of The Acolyte? Well, so apparently Leslye Headland, who, by the way, is famously Harvey Weinstein's former personal assistant, and we'll come back to that in a little tidbit, had this grand vision, and Headland wanted 3 whole seasons of The Acolyte and then a movie. Yeah, you heard that right. Leslye Headland wanted a movie. Like, we need to just pause for a second to take that in. 3 seasons and a movie for a show that barely made it through 1 season before it actually got canceled. It's like putting the cart before the horse, then tying the cart to a snail and wondering why it's not moving. Bravo, Leslye Headland. Bravo. Okay. Now, also, let's not forget the budget. An absolutely stupid decision to spend $230 million. Yes, $230 million. For what? For what looks like a fan-made, low-budget, late-night special that somehow got greenlit by Disney. I mean, no wonder it actually bombed. You see, the reviews were terrible, no one was watching, and the audience was, well, let's just say less than stellar, okay? Now, I'm actually surprised that they even bothered to let it get to the airwaves itself. And it's like Disney looked at their pile of money and thought, what's the fastest way to burn this? I mean, and guess what? Who was at the helm? It was Leslye Headland. But let's go ahead and take a step back from all this for a second, though. You see, we got to talk about Leslye Headland. Does no one question the fact that she was Harvey Weinstein's personal assistant? Like, seriously, we're supposed to just look past that. And it seems to me that the left is doing what it's usually doing, contradict themselves. They're screaming Me Too and everything, but at the same time having a huge proponent of the guy that they're trying to stand against. Now, we're talking about the same guy who has skeletons in his closet, and not just metaphorically, okay? Hopefully it's metaphorical. I'm not saying that he's a murderer or anything or he did something else, but I'm just, yeah, that's a different story for a different day. But Leslye Headland's proximity to him is, well, let's just call it an interesting footnote. But Hollywood being Hollywood, we all know why no one asks those questions. You see, it seems like she knows too much, and in Tinseltown, knowing too much is actually a superpower. That's how Kathleen Kennedy still has her job. But anyway, let's move on before we go too far down that rabbit hole, okay? But seriously, Leslye Headland's connection is actually worth thinking about, okay? But we got to go ahead and jump back to the main topic of this video, which is The Acolyte. You see, one of the actors, Manny Jacinto, spilled the beans at a fan expo again. You see, he said that Leslye Headland had this big dream of not just 1 season, but 3, and then a movie. According to him, it would have been incredible. I mean, if by incredible you mean an incredible waste of time and money, then yeah, that's spot on. And Manny was one of the few good things about the show, with even Lee Jung Jae, the guy from the Squid Game and stuff. They were a lot of people say they were good. Everyone else seemed to be garbage, hot steaming garbage. But again, this was Leslye Headland's vision, and also I didn't even watch the show, didn't take any interest in it. But the show was supposed to be a mystery, right? But then in true Acolyte fashion, Leslye Headland and her team ruined it in the first episode, where they hyped it up like, oh, who's the mysterious person, killing the Jedi, okay? And then bam, they reveal who it is right away. I mean, what happened to the mystery? Okay, did it get lost in the $230 million budget, or was it hiding behind all those awful writing choices? I mean, it's baffling to say the least, but the only mystery here is how Leslye Headland's show even got greenlit in the first place, okay? And then there's also the whole issue of Darth Plagueis that we also got to discuss. Or should I say Darth Plagueis the simp, or Darth Plagueis the perv, or maybe Darth Plagueis the creepy copycat, because apparently he's just ripped off the space witches to learn how to create life. Now, this show teased connections to him, but honestly, who cares? By the time they got to anything remotely interesting, no one was even watching. Matter of fact, I don't even think they got to anything interesting. But even the cast members sounded like they were phoning it in. And then there was this whole subplot with the lesbian space witches. Nah, I'm not kidding. That's what they went with. Who comes up with this stuff? Leslye Headland? Nah, I take that back, actually. Now, many seem to also hinted that there was more planned for Darth Plagueis in seasons 2 and 3. Now, he said that there was a lot more to explore. Well, I'll be honest here. I'm not exactly heartbroken that we'll never get to see those storylines. I mean, I didn't even watch the seasons or any of the episodes, but honestly, it's a blessing in disguise. Now, imagine wasting another $230 million or more on this train wreck, all courtesy of Leslye Headland's grand vision. Okay, and let's also not forget the ratings, the viewership numbers, if you will. The season finale of this, or should I say the series finale, had a viewership of 41% lower than Ahsoka and 50% lower than Andor. And keep in mind, Andor was already a commercial disappointment despite being a genuinely good show. So what exactly does that say about the Acolyte? You know, it says that no one cared. No one wanted this, and the numbers prove it. But, I mean, Leslye Headland's dream kept pushing forward until it didn't, all right? And of course, some of the cast tried to blame the show's failure on racism. You see, Jodie Turner-Smith came out saying that Disney need to protect more, to protect the cast, more to do more to protect the cast from racist backlash online. Like there was, like as if there was something that was actually there. I mean, she's playing this racism card hard. And how about we just admit that the show was bad? No amount of blaming the audience is going to change the fact that the writing was terrible, the direction was laughable, and the whole thing was a dumpster fire. But hey, Leslye Headland and her team probably didn't see it that way. But you know what? I mean, a part of me wishes that, you know, they had gone ahead with those 3 seasons and a movie. Not because I think it would have been good. Oh, no. It would have been an absolute disaster. But, I mean, let's be honest. That's what would make it so fun. Now, imagine all the content we'd get out of it. It's like a gift that keeps on giving. Every episode would be, you know, a gold mine of cringeworthy moments to go ahead and dissect and laugh at. And all of it will be thanks to Leslye Headland and her creative genius. Okay? Now, Leslye Headland clearly had an impact with this bold yet baffling endeavor. Okay? But to say the least, let's be honest, The Acolyte is a perfect example of what's wrong with modern Lucasfilm. You see, they keep throwing money at projects that no one asked for, and then they're shocked when it all blows up in their faces. I'm starting to think that they're shocked that it's not doing so well because it took them years, even at Disney and other outlets in Disney, took them years to plan these things and stuff, and then all of a sudden find out, like after years of planning, they're shocked that the audiences and consumers don't like it. Maybe, just maybe, they should focus on making good content instead of just trying to push woke agendas or cash on nostalgia. But what do I know? I mean, I'm just some dude that's on the internet behind a microphone in front of a camera. So what do you all think? Did you watch The Acolyte? You know, did you actually manage to sit through the whole season? Or were you like most people and gave up after the first episode, or did you just not care to watch any of it at all like me? Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Also, be sure to include any additional details or thoughts you might have on this particular topic. If you enjoyed what was shared in this video, go ahead and smash the like button, share the video far wide across social media. And if you haven't done so already, you enjoyed all the content that I put out there, go ahead, subscribe to the channel, click the bell notifications so that way you'll be notified of future uploads and updates. Till then, peace.